Hi, thanks for watching Aquarium Tech today. I was going to do a review on today the Rio, the Taam, I believe I forget the pronunciation for the company that makes it, but Taam Rio Plus Powerhead series. Alright, now this is probably going to be more geared towards the smaller ones, I believe. Probably about, what is it, like the 200s through like the 800s, maybe a little higher, maybe like the 110s or the 1100s or something like that. But because these are more of your in-tank kind of pump power heads. All right. But anyways, this one's actually a newer one. I just got this was actually my first power head. Not this particular one, but it was this same model. It was the Rio Plus 600, and they're great little power heads, and we'll go ahead and get into it. I've actually used this one. I just dried it off and everything. That's why I have a towel here. But I try to put it all back in the box so you would kind of see it as what you would find when you buy one. All right. So anyways, here's the box, and it's pretty nice. It's got your flow rates and stuff on here for all of the models in the particular model you buy's range, which is pretty nice. And it's got their head pressure, gallons per hour too, which is basically it's head pressure. They usually measure in feet. So like if your water has to travel like a foot up, obviously your gallons per hour goes down. So that's what head pressure is. So I think it does it by the foot. For this particular one, this is the 600. Regularly it's 200 gallons per hour, right from the pump, and then 1 foot of head pressure makes it go to 163 gallons per hour, and then at 2 foot 120 gallons per hour, and so on, and etc., which is a pretty nice little chart to have, very useful. Alright, anyways, so you can tell I couldn't stuff it all back in the box, but either way, the first thing you're going to find here is, let's zoom in, first thing you're going to find here is your power head. Now of course this cable's going to be all tied up all fancy like, and we'll get into this. I'll show you how to take it apart and whatnot while we're doing the review, and we'll show you how to use your attachments and whatnot. Alright, so there's your power head. Then you've got all your little attachments and stuff, and this is what makes this such a great power head. I mean, this is what a power head is. It's the difference between just a power head and a circulation pump. This is what makes it so adaptable. And of course you've got your nice little instructions here. Got a couple different ones. Got like your warranty, your little drip loop thing, or whatever you want to call it, your little parts stuff. So, alright, I'll just put that back in the box since we're not going to use it, alright? Now I'll start off by saying this is probably one of the most adaptable power heads you will find on the market. These and the Via Aquas are also another good alternative. The Via Aquas, if you look at them, you can tell they're pretty much a Rio, just cheaper. I mean, I swear they probably copied it from Rio, but and the Rios have been around a while. They're pretty nice just for their adaptability. They're usually pretty high quality as far as that kind of stuff goes. Alright, and I'll show you the little different attachments it comes with too. So let's see here. First, you've got your intake strainer, okay? Then you've got your adapter cone. This goes like your intake strainer goes in here, and it attaches firmly to it, and this is what you use for like sponge filters and stuff, undergravels. And then you've got your flow adjustment. Another nice feature about this filter, or I'm sorry, not filter, but power head, is that it adjusts the flow rate from the output and not the input. Okay, but when it adjusts from the output, basically the power head can take the extra pressure of water coming in and not escaping. But if you adjust it from the input, what's not good is to run it with less water than it needs. It's okay to run it with more water, but not less. That's why it tells you not to run it dry and stuff. So this little feature will add to the longevity of it, which is pretty nice as compared to the aqua clears. But like I said, I've never had a problem with aqua clear ones either. All right, but of course, if the aqua clears were more adaptable, they would probably be the best power head hands down. But since they aren't, all right. And then you've got your little venturi valve thing here. It's got a little thing that comes off, and you would just you know, there's a few different ones I'll show you. Yeah, by the way, that's what I meant to show you on the output here too, with the adjustable flow. It's also got the little thing that comes off here, and you could put the venturi valve on here. And then it's got a nice little directional outflow. I don't know, I forget what you call these, the little duckbills or dovetails or whatever you want to call them. It's pretty nice. And you've got another piece, just a regular output piece with, it doesn't have a flow adjuster, but it's got your venturi valve thing that comes off. Then you've got an elbow piece, and you've got an extender piece, okay? So, as you can see, there's a lot of little pieces that come with this, and like I've mentioned before, I know that, for instance, like the AquaClear power heads, they don't come with any attachments, but also, you know, a lot of these are already built in the AquaClears. Like this one's built in, you know, like the little output flows built in, strainers built in, and all that good stuff. So, but either way, if you're looking for adaptability, really, if you're looking to power something, you know, other than just like a quick filter or something like that, you know, this power head's the way to go. It's very adaptable. You can use it for almost anything you can possibly think of. This is what I'm actually using to power that new UV sterilizer. The only complaint I've ever had with this, well, really that I'm having with it, is that you can't really, I haven't been able to do, I might be using the wrong kind of tubing, but I've tried 2 different kinds, is that I haven't been able to use this as an out of tank pump. Alright? And obviously when it's an out of tank pump, there has to be a complete seal on the output and the input. So that way, you know, no water's getting out, and so it doesn't have a shortage of water. But I can't find a way to really seal the tubing on the input part of it. So I've been having trouble with that, and you know, so you might want to think about maybe a maxi jet or something if you want to do an out of tank one, because I've tried everything with these. But other than that, I mean, you might be able to find a way to do it, but I haven't been able to. So anyways, I'll just show you how to take it apart as it comes, and I'll show you how to use all the little pieces. First, I'll just show you what you have to do for maintenance. Now, I know this top part comes off here. Let me zoom in here. Because there's kind of 2 sides to it. This top part comes off. There's your little top piece. You don't really need to go in here for anything. That's just the epoxy seal for the motor. But if your suction cups ever come off, you have to, the top ones, you have to take this piece off to slide them back in there. And that's the only reason you ever need to take that off. And then you have your other side, which is going to be where all your attachments go to. And this is your intake right here, and your outputs right here. Take that off. And then really you only have 2 pieces for your intake, which is all you really need. You have your strainer, like that, so kind of looks like any normal power filter would. And then you've got your little, can't think of what they call it, just your adapter cone, I guess is what you can call it. And this can go over the intake strainer, like that, as such, you know, for like a sponge filter or something like that. So yeah, it doesn't really go on by itself. You need the intake strainer for it. But anyways, while we're sitting here, I'll show you the only maintenance you'll ever need to do on it is you basically spin. Here, let me zoom in here a little bit more. There's this thing kind of looks like a dial, and there's 2 little knobs on the opposite sides of each other, and you'll spin the open part of the dial to those two notches, and then you might have to spread them apart. Sometimes you might not have to. Oh. And then you just pop the top off, okay? And then on the bottom of the top, sometimes it sticks in there, sometimes it doesn't. There's a little rubber piece in there. And that you need to make sure that sits on the top of the little impeller shaft. And I'll take it all apart and you'll see. And of course, you know, out comes your impeller. If I can get it out, here it goes. Oh. I should have got a pair of pliers. Hold on, I gotta get a pair of pliers real quick. Got a pair of pliers here, and usually it's not this hard, and then the impeller just comes right out. Okay? You can see that. And then, of course, your impeller shaft, if the black piece, there's another one of the rubber pieces that like sticks to the top of this. There's another one that sticks in the bottom here, right where the impeller shaft goes. And that should be on the bottom part of the impeller shaft. So if your if that black piece is stuck in there, you don't want to really remove your impeller shaft unless it gets dirty. So, because that's a real pain in the butt to get it attached to that bottom one when it gets stuck in the hole that's made for it. So anyways, you would just clean this off. You would take a Q-tip and get it in there, and then you just put it back. Then you want to make sure the top rubber piece gets stuck to the impeller shaft. Once it does, just twist it back on. And that's pretty much the only thing you need to do besides maybe clean out your output, but you shouldn't really have to do that. Alright? And then all your little output pieces I will show you. Let's see. First off, where did it go? Here, I'll show you the little... it's just the regular tube outflow with the venturi opening here. Where's mine? With the little venturi opening here. You just take, there's like a little thing in there that keeps it sealed for when you're not using it, and then you just obviously just plug your little hose that it comes within. And obviously run this out of water. Now I wish it would come with a bracket so this could attach somewhere, but that's not a huge deal. You know, no big deal. Alright, and that's the regular one. And then you've got your one with the flow. This is the one I usually always use. And it's got your flow adjustment on there. And the other, and this one also has the venturi on it. And then you've got your elbow piece. You've also got an elbow piece, so you can shoot it to the side or whatever you need to do. And then it has an extender that'll go onto the end, any of the other pieces. And then you've got your outflow ducktail, duckbill, whatever you want to call it. And of course that can also attach to any of these other pieces as well. There it goes. Like that. Alright. So in conclusion, I'll tell you, if you need a power head to power pretty much anything in your tank, you know, like a UV sterilizer, a sponge filter, undergravel filter, or anything that might require a little bit of adjustability or flexibility, I'll definitely tell you to go with the Rios any day of the week. They're very reliable. They've been around for years. Comes with a warranty, and that's about all I can really say on them. And they're also pretty good size and shape for whatever your use is. Like this one pumps 200 gallons per hour, and it's pretty small. So definitely something I would suggest for almost any use, which is pretty nice. All right, that's all I have to say about the Rios. All right, thanks for tuning in.